The clay project that we are going to be teaching you right now is this sweet little mushroom house. This is going to be perfect to go in your garden or have in your house. So here are some of the ways that we would recommend making this beautiful project. This woman right here is Amy Coppersmith. She is an amazing photographer and ceramicist. She's going to show us how to create that little mushroom house. First, you can see that she's taking her hands and making a pinch pot. We'll slow it down in just a minute, but right now, that's what she's doing. She's creating the cutest little pinch pot. We've had a lot of practice with this in the past, and now we're going to use it in a brand new way. Once she has that nice little pinch pot, she's not going to make it into a pot anymore. She's going to place it down. So it's upside down, not usually what we do with our pinch pots. And what she's doing here is carving into the pinch pot, creating a door, and then she might even make some windows in this cute little mushroom. Let's watch this all again. What Amy is going to be doing is dividing the slab in half. She has this really cool trick of using a ruler. So she's dividing it into thirds right now. That's a good size for her. Watch how she does this. She actually smooshes that into a cylinder. So she kind of rolled it up. Now she's using her hands to make it into a sphere. She's going to kind of roll it in her hands, maybe roll it on the table, but it's going to be a sphere when she's ready to start pinch potting. She'll stick her thumb into the sphere and use her muscles to pinch, pinch, pinch. Notice her thumb is all the way in and her fingers are all the way on the outside. So she's actually pinching quite deep into this pinch pot. Now she's coming up to the edges and there was a couple of little cracks. Her fingers are fixing that quickly. She's making a good even pinch pot. So throughout the entire pinch pot, it should be the same width. And that's about a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch. So think as thick as a double stuffed Oreo. Now she's flattened it out just a little bit by placing it upside down. She's going ahead and using a tool to carve out both her door to her little pinch pot and some windows. Let's get in there a little closer and take a closer look. Okay, making the door right there, and she's using that tool to kind of remove it, and then she'll use her fingers to smooth out that door. So she wants to make this nice little opening, and if you'd like to, you can add some windows as well. Amy's going to do that as well. So poking in through here, just kind of, moving it around, but that leaves a little bit of clay that's kind of rough. So she's going in with her finger and smoothing out that area again. Okay, now quickly she's going to show us how to make the base and how to place it on, and then we'll slow it down again. So she's making this flat pancake, kind of grabbing another piece of clay, making a flat pancake. Again, not too thin, about the size of a double stuffed Oreo, so about 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch, maybe a little thicker. And then she's going to do something called scoring on the bottom. So when you're scoring, you're making little marks on the bottom and on the base that you're putting it onto. The reason you do this is to kind of create a Velcro. Think about Velcro. It has texture on both ends, and when you place those two textures together, it sticks. That's why this is going to work. So let's watch that again. She's flattening it out, not too thin, not too thick. Just kind of using her hand and pressing down. Then she goes in and she carves out the shape that she wants for the base. It needs to be bigger than the base of her pinch pot. So she's kind of going organic, kind of a little bit of a oval shape. Now she has the base and she's going to pick up that pinch pot again, and we'll be able to look a little closer at how she does the scoring. So she flips it over, and look at those little tiny lines. It's like the Velcro that I was talking about. So she's making those lines all along, and and crossing them. So it's not just going one direction, she's going two directions with her scoring. Then she's going to place it onto the base and draw around there. That's going to allow her to know where to put the score marks when she puts it on her base. Now look at those score marks. She's going kind of all over the place. Not a big deal, because when we start smoothing it out, we'll get rid of the score marks that you can see. She's using just the slightest amount of water. And what this does is we're going to pretend it's like the glue. It's the glue that connects the two pieces of clay together. It's also called slip when you add water to clay. So now she's using her fingers and carefully but efficiently making sure she smushes the pinch pot onto the base. If you guys don't do this part, if you don't smush these two together, they will pop off when they dry. It might look like they're going to stay together, but I'm telling you, probably not. So make sure that you spend the time to get these two connected really well and smooth it out. All right, Amy's at it again. She's going to use another section of this clay, and this is going to become the roof, or the mushroom part of the mushroom. So she rolled into a cylinder, or I'm sorry, a sphere, another section of clay, and now she's smushing it like a pancake again. Again, please don't go too thin here. About a 1/4 inch is going to be perfect. She's smoothing it out, kind of using her fingers to make it the way that she was hoping it would look. Now, she has some tools that you will be able to use as well. And what she's going to do is decorate the top. So we're pressing into the clay with some stamps. These are leather stamps actually, but they work really, really well for clay. So there she is using some of the designs, filling up the top of her mushroom. Okay, once Amy has added the details that she wants, what she's going to do is adhere the roof to the pinch pot. So what she'll need to do is add that scoring and slip technique again. So she's drawing her lines, scoring it, scoring both parts, creating that Velcro. Now she's adding the glue, or what we call slip, when we're adding water and clay, and she's making sure that this is nice and tight, pressed together, even using some of that tools to add just a little extra design. Let's take a look at that one more time, just a little closer. So we've got that pancake shape, and she's smoothing it out with her fingers. This is going to be the top of the roof for her house. Now she's taking the tools and pressing into the clay, creating a design on the top. You could do this with anything. We're using specific stamps, but I've seen buttons that have some texture in it. You could use texture plates. You could draw in here. You don't have to use these special tools. You can look around your world and see what's available to you to use. Okay, once we have that decorated, she's going to flip it over and add the, what are these called? Score lines. She's drawing the score lines on both the top of the house and the roof. What is it called when she adds water to clay? Slip. Yep, slip. She's creating a slip, and that's kind of like the glue. She's pressing her rooftop on and kind of forming it the way that she wants. So here's our final. We'll let that dry, fire it, and we will be able to decorate these in art class.